Welcome back. We are doing Unit 5 and in this we are going to do foreign exchange. Now what is foreign exchange? Anything other than your domestic currency is foreign exchange. So all of that we're going to just do that. Just look at this. So what is foreign exchange? It is every nation has its own currency. So that is when monetary transactions are conducted within the national borders, payments are made in the currency of that country. For example, our currency, India's currency is called rupee. So it is called the Indian rupee. So within the national borders of India, we make payments in Indian rupees. Similarly, every nation has its own currency. So for example, say US currencies, US dollar, then Nepal currencies, rupiah, and so when transactions are conducted across national borders, one currency must be converted into another. So that is why this foreign exchange rate becomes so important. So payments across the border are international payments, and currency used for making such payments is called foreign exchange. So we can, what is foreign exchange rate? It refers to all the currencies other than the domestic currency of a given country. So that is foreign exchange rate. So talking about what is the foreign exchange market? So foreign exchange market is a market in which national currencies are traded for one another. That is known as foreign exchange market. And who are the players in this market? Who are the participants in foreign exchange market? Well, they are the commercial banks, the foreign exchange brokers, and there could be some other monetary authorities, and brokers and other authorized dealers. So maybe all these people have their own trading centers, but the foreign exchange market is worldwide. It is a close and continuous contact between the trading centers, and the participants deal in more than one market. So that is foreign exchange market. All right, so when we are talking about foreign exchange market, also we come across something as okay, we'll come back to it. Like for example, we talk about spot markets, and let's talk about this. Let me finish this first. So we're talking about foreign exchange. So it is a market in which national currencies are traded for one another. So what is, after all, the function of, so let me see. Okay, yeah, it's written here. So what are the functions of foreign exchange market? So let's take that up. So first is a transfer function. It transfers purchasing power between countries involved in the transaction. So that is how it is known as a transfer function. So that is a function of a foreign exchange market. So this is one main function, that is a transfer function. Second is the credit function. Now what is this? It provides credit for foreign trade. Bills of exchange with maturity period of 3 months are generally used for international payments. Credit is required for this period in order to enable the importers to take deliveries of goods. So what is that? See, credit is required, isn't it? For this period, in order to enable the importers to take deliveries of goods, sell them, and obtain money to pay off the bill. So that is why this is known as a credit function. Then you have what is known as a hedging function. When exporters and importers enter into an agreement to sell and buy goods on some future date at an exchange rate agreed upon today, it is called hedging. The purpose of hedging is to avoid losses that might be caused due to exchange rate changes in the future. So that is why this is known as a hedging function. Hedge protects, right? It's like it protects them. Then there's something known as, we also talk about, okay, in this we also talk about, have I mentioned it? Okay, yes. Now look at this. In this we're going to talk about these two functions. Now, operation of foreign exchange market. So foreign exchange market operates in two ways. One is a spot market and the other is a forward market. So what is the spot market? So what is the spot market? Well, only spot or current, spot is current, on the spot. Listen, on the spot. So only current transactions are taken up. This market is of daily nature and does not deal in future transactions of foreign exchange. The rate of exchange that prevails in the market at the time of transaction is called spot rate of exchange. Now we have what is known as forward market. So we're going to talk about forward market. So what is forward market? It is commonly seen that most of the international transactions materialize much later the value date when the transaction is signed. Since transactions are signed at a point of time and completed at a later date, forward exchange rate becomes useful for both the parties involved in transaction. So in short, you can say forward market or foreign exchange refers to that market which handles future deliveries of foreign exchange. It does not deal with spot transactions at foreign exchange. Obviously, so it's not spot. Okay. And the other thing is, it fixes the exchange rate today at which future transactions are to be settled. The rate at which forward transactions are contracted is called forward exchange rate. So basically we talked about the foreign exchange market and we talked about its functions. So what are the three functions? You can get a question as that, and you can say, they can tell you operation of the foreign exchange market. So how does it happen? So these are few questions that you can write.